morning. This is Wisdom for Your Week. I'm April Williams, and today is Friday with family and friends. And Joy is joining me today. I'm so excited to have her on. We've been talking about Joy all week, so I was like, okay, well, Joy could be on the show then. So Joy and I have been best friends for 25 years, probably since I was about 16.
Yeah.
Don't do the math.
Yeah.
But probably since I was 16. And she contacted me this week because all week I've been talking about having joy, having happiness, having peace. And Joy has a lot of wisdom concerning that. So we're going to talk about basically three key strategies or key points to help you have inner peace and happiness.
Yes. And I couldn't let her do a week on joy without having a little joy.
I know, right?
Because you're stuck with it. So
I got joy all the time.
all the time. So I do have 3 key points, and I do have my handy dandy cards if I'm looking down. But the first key point is don't long for past beauty. And I know we talk a lot about don't dwell on the past, and usually we mean it in a negative way, like don't dwell on past hurts, but I mean it in a way, especially for women, as you age, don't dwell on or long for the past beauty you may have brought to the table. Maybe it was the body before you had children.
It was the body.
That was mine. Maybe it's the hair. Maybe, because some people still have great bodies now, but I'm not one of them. But maybe it's the skin from your youth. Whatever it may be, if you're always longing for that, you're never going to be comfortable in who you are now. So you're never going to have peace in the skin you have now. So there's nothing wrong with wanting to improve yourself, absolutely, but you can also be fat and happy.
Yeah.
I mean, you really can. So have realistic goals, because I tell you what, even if I weighed the same thing that I weighed when I graduated high school, it still ain't gonna look the same. It still won't look
not after all
the
our
same.
kids.
No,
We both have
I've had
kids.
too many children.
Yeah.
I'd have to have surgical procedures to get back. So it's not going to happen. So you just need to learn to appreciate what you bring to the table now. So that was that.
And I think that's so good, because when Joy kind of did a rundown of what you're going to talk about today, that's one thing that I didn't think about, it's a key strategy, because in this day and age where there's so much attention put on your appearance, it is difficult to be content. But when you think about the amazing things that your body has done, your body has, in the case of women, and that's just the only viewpoint we have this morning, but you know, you birth children and you nurture these children, and then your body does amazing things every day, and to just be really grateful and amazed at what God has given us.
Absolutely.
And so I think that's a wonderful point, just to be happy and don't wish for the beauty that you had in the past.
Right. Be content in the beauty you bring to the table, because you do bring something. You do. And then the second point is use your maturity. So what I mean by this is immaturity causes you to become your circumstances. So you're going to dwell in the negativity or have the pity parties. Maturity realizes and recognizes that you are not your circumstances. So immaturity is going to allow you, Elijah said you're welcome. Thank you, Elijah. Immaturity allows you to dwell in your circumstances, which we're all going to do. We're all going to have moments that we need to vent our anger, cry out our hurt, or whatever it may be. And that's okay. But maturity is going to determine how long you're there. So how long you're going to dwell in that. So you need to learn how to consciously use that. If you allow yourself to use your maturity, you can heal, you can refocus, which I know you talked about this week, refocusing. So you can heal, you can refocus, and you can create boundaries with people, yourself, and your circumstances. And those are things you need for inner peace. So there's a big difference in dwelling on it for weeks and always talking about it, and crying it out, dwelling on it, and you wake up the next morning and you know what, that was yesterday. And that's the difference between immaturity and maturity. And I do have a Bible verse for this one, which is Psalms 35. For his anger is but for a moment, and his favor is for a lifetime. Weeping may tarry for the night, but joy comes with the morning. And that's what we need to remember, is not to dwell there.
The cool thing about that is the Bible does acknowledge that weeping may endure for a night. There may be a season of weeping, of grief, but in the morning. And that's what I love. And you and I had talked about before the concept from John C. Maxwell about the 24-hour rule.
Yes.
Whether you faced a disappointment. Now, we're not talking about a major grief.
No.
But a disappointment, a rejection, maybe you didn't get a job you wanted. Maybe you didn't achieve a goal. But to allow yourself to grieve for 24 hours and then say that's it.
Yep.
Or if you've had a major victory, to enjoy and allow yourself to enjoy it and really revel in it for 24 hours and then move on. And that's the important thing, to move on. Even if it's the emotional high or the emotional low.
That's a good point.
It's good to recognize these highs and lows, but realize that you come down or you can come up, and to only dwell on it for 24 hours. And also I love what Dr. Crite says. He says, in talking about past things, don't bring up what you want people to forget. Don't keep talking about what you want people to forget. You need to move on.
That's true.
So if you want them to forget it,
that's true.
Don't bring it up.
Don't keep reminding them.
Yeah. Don't remind them and don't remind yourself. You can't move on that way.
That's a good point. And then the last point we kind of had fun with when we were talking about how to maintain effective relationships, but this is good for inner peace and happiness too, is just shut up. Just shut up. There's a couple things that, in case your mama never told you, we're going to tell you today. Not everybody cares what you think. And there is a time and a place for everything. And you need to recognize when you're the only one who cares what it is you have to say. Sometimes people just don't care what your opinion is. And that's just only going to cause you frustration if you're constantly trying to get your point across. So I'm a big believer in picking your battles. My husband might disagree and think I pick every one, but I swear I don't. But pick your battles, because if you're constantly trying to argue your point, that's only creating, strife within yourself and the other person. So if you want peace in your home, peace in your relationships, sometimes just shut up.
Silence can't be misquoted. Silence cannot be misquoted. So it is so important.
It is.
To just be quiet sometimes.
It is.
And I was telling you that I had worked with someone who it was just very imperative that she always give her opinion, and it hindered her work performance. Because people don't. Joy said, in case your mama hadn't told you, not everybody cares about your opinion. And it's true. It's true. Very, very true.
It's true. Even if you're right, sometimes you just have to live with that, and that's a moment that you have to choose peace over strife. It depends on how important it is to you. I mean, if it's really that important, go for it. Go for it, because then that's going to create a whole nother problem. But some people just think every opinion they have is important, and it's really not.
No, and I think that goes back to the dynamic too that I had talked about week before last with communication, is that you have to really get out of the mindset of winning.
Yes.
That it's communication, difficult conversations, conflict is not about winning. It's about developing an understanding.
True.
And so that's so important.
Yep. So just shut up.
Just shut up. That's what we're saying today. Wisdom for your week. Just shut up. So let's go over our 3 bullet points. So what was number 1?
Don't long for past beauty.
Don't long for past beauty. Enjoy the beauty that you're living in now. Right?
Yes, absolutely. Use your maturity.
If you have any maturity, please use it. Use your maturity.
We beg you.
Please find it. Pull it out from somewhere. If you have maturity, please use it. Right, and we're talking about in that, use your maturity in
making a conscious effort to use your maturity and in not dwelling in negative places or self-pity. Don't have all the pity parties.
Yeah. And number 3?
Just shut up.
Just shut up. There you go. There you have it.
So that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, we're about to shut up right here. So thank you so much for joining me. I love to have Joy on. She's such a good friend, and we have these talks a lot.
Yeah,
we talk about communication. We talk about things at work. We talk about business tips and resumes and job interviews and all kind of things. So I thought she'd be great to come on and share. She has a lot of wisdom, and so I hope you enjoyed it today. So join me next week. And share with 5 friends. 5 friends that just need to shut up, right? 5. Don't.
I might be tagging a lot of people. I'm just kidding. I love y'all.
Don't tell them. But you probably know 5 people that just need to pull out some maturity at some point. So share with 5 friends today. Like and share. Also, you can email me at wisdomforyourweek@gmail.com, wisdomforyourweek@gmail.com, and I'm also on LinkedIn and Instagram, and I post things on the YouTube channel. So go to that YouTube channel. The last time Joy was on was so much fun. You need to watch that too, so you'll enjoy the past episodes. Thank you so much for joining me for Wisdom for Your Week, and join me next week for your Monday morning memo. Thank you, Joy.
Bye. Thank you.